Hi everyone, I'm back to do another quick video. This is what I'm going to call the February tags. I found out that Coffee Stitcher put up some, so I needed to get his edited before I did this video. So let's get started. I'm going to put the links below to the original video tag. So if you'd like to see the video, you can click on those below. The first one comes from Nay Cross Stitch Needles. Hers is the favorite, or what's called my favorite cross stitch designer. The first question is, who is your favorite designer? Oh. And it's getting hard now. However, I will have to say it has to be the Thomas Kincaid Disney Dreams. So I don't know if you want to say that's MCG or if that's Thomas Kincaid. I mean, it's inspired by his artwork, but MCG converts it. But yeah. If you haven't seen my Snow White, I don't know if I have the picture nearby. Not sure where she is. The reason why I like them so much is they're a realistic kind of view on what, you know, this cartoon would look like if we were really there. And so it's a little bit more grown up than just having the Disney animation running around. So when did I discover them? That would have been at the end of 2010 when I was shopping in Hobby Lobby and I saw 4 of these large kits. And like, here's a Pinocchio. They were just kind of hanging there and I was like, oh wow. And of course I thought 12 by 16, that's really big. I don't know if I want to do 12 by 16. So I started looking around and see if they had smaller charts, and they did. They're 5 by 7s. But like, oops, sorry. But a Pinocchio, like example, the 5 by 7. There's that area right there. So you really lose the really fantastic art that's there when you only stitch this little bitty area right here. Oh, I think I had Jimmy Cricket, so it's like right here. And you lose all of this wonderful detail and color. So as I saw that, I couldn't do anything else but the 12 by 16s because you were just not seeing what he had done. So the first chart you bought was Snow White. I finished her and gosh, I want to pull her back out again. You can see her in my other videos. I'll see if I can at least link one of those below so you can see it. Because it took me a long time. However, I did not stitch on it the whole time. But she was the first one I bought. First finished piece from that set designer. That would be Snow White. My goal is to only stitch on one of those at a time. My belief in those, you cannot stitch on more than one at a time or you'll lose yourself. So, how many charts do you own from that designer? Pinocchio's number 2. So I'll pull them out one by one. Ha ha ha. Okay. And again, I've said this before, but I plan on stitching them in theatrical release date order, so I don't have all of them. I am missing some of them. I have little cards in here somewhere that tells me which order to stitch them in. So after Pinocchio, the next one I have is Bambi. After that, Cinderella, which a lot of you have stitched, and I can't wait to get to her. She's really pretty. Confetti Crazy, though. I think that's what I'm going to call this one. Confetti Crazy. Oh, but yeah. Then I have Peter Pan. Not my favorite of movies, but this might be one of my favorites to stitch because you can see all the pirates in the clouds. There's Captain Hook and the ship. So, or there's the ship, I think. The whale. Oh, that's the whale tail. It's the rock, skull rock. So, the detail that's in this one is fascinating. And you have to look for it. Then I have Little Mermaid, which a lot of you are also doing on the Facebook group. Can't wait to do that one. Beauty and the Beast. And again, this is only showing the artwork. I wish it showed the cross stitch. But, that one. Oh, it's so gorgeous. And Lion King. So I own Snow White's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them. Sorry, I thought I had them down here. There they are. But just so you know, Pinocchio, Fantasia would be the one after Pinocchio, Bambi, Cinderella, Peter Pan. Lady and the Tramp is out. I really need that one. Sleeping Beauty, I don't have that one. That one is confetti crazy. Some of that one also seems more pixelated, so I'm not sure if it was a smaller, if he painted it on a smaller scale. And I'm hoping Jungle Book is one of them. I've kind of seen images, so I know that there's Pooh ones out there now. So, yeah, I have 8 of what was potentially supposed to be 12, but I think it sounds like MCG is going to be making more of them since his passing, because people are just starting to get crazy about him. Any current whips? Technically, no. I have it all kitted up. I'm prepped. I got that's right there. You would have seen that in another video. So it's ready to go. I'll be starting on March 1st. So technically, no. I needed a cleansing moment before I started another one. And my favorite chart of those. Peter Pan will be my biggest surprise, I think. But when I first looked at it, that I knew was magnificent. Lion King. The use of colors in these animals, even though it's a cartoon, the realistic view of some of these animals is really neat. So that would be my favorite chart. So if I were to add anything else in there, I think, goofily enough, Cloud Factory has become one of my favorites. I haven't bought all that from them yet, but I've already bought one, Bubble Guppies, for my little 2.5-year-old who's obsessed with them. So they're just cute little fun stitches. Oh, I know I'm planning on buying the Cat in the Hat one, but I have a whole wish list full of them. So, but yeah, those are the kits I have, and I don't have a whole lot of charts from one set designer, so that would be it. So that was these cross-stitch needles tag. Next one is the Valentine cross-stitch tag from Stitching Along 33. Cross-stitch that you have stitched for someone you love. That would be my Star Trek. I still have it. For my husband. I'm pretty sure I've said this once, but I stitched it for him because I wanted to find a way to connect my love with his love, and so cross stitch and Star Trek, naturally. Favorite love song? It's kind of hard, however. When I think about it, the only one I can say would be Bryan Adams' Everything I Do It For You, and it's my husband's and my song, or our song, excuse me, that has always been kind of our love song. So you don't hear it very often on the radio, but well, we do. It's one of those magical little songs. Favorite love story? That is really hard. I'm a sucker for love stories, all kinds, but ones that will stand out will be Beauty and the Beast, honestly, and not just because it's Disney. That story is kind of, it resonates through other love stories, so it's not just Beauty and the Beast, but Beauty and the Beast is the one I'm going to point out. To love who's on the inside, not what you see on the outside. And just because we may be this rough exterior anyways that we think we don't want love, there's somebody underneath that does. So yeah, it's a love story about true beauty, really, which in relationships that I've had, which hasn't been that many, you know, the high school ones, I've tried not to go for people for good looks and stuff, for the personalities, if they can make me laugh and things like that. So yeah, it kind of resonates into my own life. And another one that I like to mention is serendipity. That is kind of also a Harry Met Sally kind of situation, that we have these happy accidents. We may not always be in the right place at the right time, but when we're ready, sometimes we're brought to a certain person. But Serendipity, I thought, was just a very lovely movie. Like, every time I see it, I'm just kind of like, oh. It's a really cute movie, and I love John Cusack. So, yeah. Which design, theme, or quote would you like to be made into a pattern? Well, I've shown my Anna Green Gables. Oh, I thought I had another one. Oh, it would be one of my favorite TV shows is Castle. Oh, and Arrow. So I'd like to see something for one of those, and not necessarily like a Haid-like pattern. I want something that not resonates, that resembles it, but it doesn't have to be it. It doesn't have to be so literal, but I want it, when you read it, see it, you go, oh. So yeah, something from Castle or something from Arrow. And which cross-stitch piece would you like to become a family heirloom? Well, I've already discussed this with my husband and my mother. And when my children get older, they'll understand that all of the Thomas Kinkades that I stitch, and almost all the cross stitches that I will have done, are not to be given away or tossed away. They are to be passed along to family and family only. These are what I'm considering my legacy. You know, you find certain things in your life that you realize that you want shared with everyone, and even when you're gone, you want them shared. So I will split them up between my children as best as I possibly can, that I imagine who should have what, and then they can pass it on to their children and so on. I have their birth records, and there's other cross stitching I plan on doing. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it took me a while to realize that this is what I'm considering my talent. So I really want to make sure it's shared with other generations of my family, whether or not I'm here. And that was it for the Valentine cross stitch tag. Now on to Coffee Stitcher. And as he was saying these questions, I was kind of jotting them down and thinking of the answers I was going to have. And as I was answering them myself, he had a lot of the similar answers. So I don't want him to think that I was just copying out and giving him the same responses. But designer that I didn't like until I did one. Mirabelia. I'll tell you, I thought they were beautiful, but I thought, they're not for me. Not stitching these little ladies and poses and stuff like this. But I did happen to find her on in a clearance bin at my local needle shop, and I thought, for the price, I'll give her a try. And she only required 2 different colored beads, like a dark, like a purpley red, and then like an orangey red. And she's easy to stitch. She's only a 16 count. She's about 10 inches, about 5.5. So she's not very big compared to some other Mirabelias, but as I stitched her, I loved it. The chart was easy to read, of course, so I have no problem with the chart. The beading was easier than I thought it would be. It takes some getting used to, handling beads, which I don't have a tacky bob, but that's in my little wish list when I go to my local needle shop. So yeah, Mirabelia would definitely be it. Will I do more? I don't know. Again, they're not my taste. Well, okay, she's a fairy. I don't know what I would do with her though. She's very pretty. I could give her to one of my daughters, but I'm not sure. She's just hanging there until I decide for a moment how to frame her, who to give her to, that kind of thing. But it was a pleasure to stitch her. Designer that I can't get in a groove with. Well, sorry, I had to look at the time. I am sad to say, right now that's my Heaven and Earth design. As much as I heard everybody talk about him, and I thought, oh, I really want to do that. Now, of course, I don't think I could ever do one of those big ones. I've got tons of these to do, but I restarted the one I was working on. Sorry, as I talk away from you, you may not be able to hear me so well. This, they just changed their freebie, so you won't see this on their website anymore. I've got a mess in front of me. So it was the freebie free animal by Michelle Sayeta, I don't know. I'm probably that was who did the chart. The artwork was by Judy Mastrangelo. It's a 3" by 5" design. I thought that'd be perfect for me to do. Try out 25 count, try out gridding, which you can see gridding and stuff like that. I did stitch 2/1 and hated it. I tried stitching with a 28 needle, broke 2 within the first 200 stitches. So I pulled out 400 stitches, and I'm starting to go back and stitch 1/1. And just haven't gotten excited about it yet again. So, and the shame is these beautiful colors, 90 some colors, I want to say. Will I finish it? Yes, I will finish this. Do I know when? No, I am hoping to get that one completed hopefully by end of the year, next year, or something like that. I want to finish it. It's got a little bunny on it. It's really cute. But I'm just not excited about it anymore. And I don't want to say I'm ashamed. I'm just disappointed in that. But enough about that one. And one chart that you would love to see made and who to design it. Well, in one of the other tags, I mentioned Castle or Arrow. And they're both kind of cult-like, so I would love to see Clouds Factory's version of them. Because what they've done with other TV shows and superheroes and things like that, I think they would have a really neat one. Other than that, I think the designer doesn't always make the cross stitch. It does matter sometimes, but you know, as long as it resembles enough that I can tell what it is, and it's got some nice colors, I will probably be happy with it. But I have enough Disney for the rest of my life, and so I just like to do some small things in between, and what I call palette cleansers, when I just need to take a deep breath and before I dig back in. So I love these tags. I have some of my own that I want to do soon, but I'm trying to make sure there's not any other questions that I have, or wait for a time where it'd be good questions to add on to others' tags. But yeah, again, I'm calling these the February tags. So thank you, Coffee Stitcher, Stitch Along 33, and Knit Cross Stitch Needles for such wonderful tags, and I will see you guys next time.